Well, Darius Geis has been placed on IR, the injured reserve, for the remainder of the season.
There were a million other moves yesterday. Did one of them, taking sort of the Knicks out of it, did one of them...
Which is only 3 games. For those of you who don't know, he suffered an MCL sprain in last week's game, Sunday, against the Packers. And it seems like the Redskins are playing it safe and putting him on the injury reserve for the rest of the year so he can be healthy for 2020 since this season no longer matters and the Redskins have officially, mathematically, been eliminated from the playoffs so we can stop all that playoff nonsense. And it's so sad to see because Darius Geis has had a phenomenal past couple of games. Adrian Peterson is really good. Chris Thompson has his moments. But Darius Geis is a clear-cut, more dynamic back than all of them.
Oh, say less.
Runs that Adrian Peterson can take for 12 yards, Darius Geis could possibly take it to the house. And we've seen that on runs and passes, which is also a big thing because Darius Geis brings the Adrian Peterson running game with more speed and better pass blocking. And he also adds the Chris Thompson dynamic of the passing game. He's basically both of them in one back.
What do you mean? How?
And it shows on the field. He's done crazy stuff in just the past couple of games he's played in while splitting carries heavily with Adrian Peterson. He hasn't even been like a premier back. Darius Geis had the strongest stiff arm recorded this season. This is provided by All Pro Analytics. They say he had a stiff arm that was recorded at 3,000 N of force, and this stiff arm had enough force to fracture the skull of an adult lion.
What?
That is ridiculous, bro. Some more stats. Since returning in 4 games, even though he didn't play all of the 4th one, he had 32 carries, 227 yards, which is a 7.1 average, 2 touchdowns, 4 receptions for 59 yards, which is a 14.7 average, and then a touchdown in the passing game. You can see the momentum building. You can see him starting to get in the rhythm. It's so sad that it ended this soon. Also, Darius Geis leads all running backs with minimum 30 carries in yards after contact per attempt with 5.07. The guy in second place is all the way down, far away, with 4.14, and that's Jonathan Williams. And then Derrick Henry with 4.12 is third place. Then Tony Pollard and Duke Johnson, which is a very important metric for running back. Yards after contact eliminates everything dealing with offensive line. So all of that, so-and-so has a better offensive line than this running back, and all of that is out the window. Now you can say, well, if his vision was better, maybe he wouldn't receive as much contact, but that is way too nitpicky. Darius Geis, plain and simple, is leading the league in yards after contact per attempt by almost an entire yard.
Mind-blowing.
Buddy is a monster, bruh. Come on now. It's sad to see his season end the way that it ended, especially with the way that it ended, because he came in and gave us 2 really physical runs. He gave us a big 23-yarder and got hit in a really awkward way that you already knew he was hurt. It didn't matter if it was Darius Geis or any other person in the NFL, any other person in life. The way you get hit like that in that situation, as you're planting your leg, somebody comes in full speed with a helmet to your leg, you're going to be hurt. And the Redskins ended up scoring on that drive. He was a big spark to the Redskins actually having a close game with the Packers. But positive news, it's only an MCL sprain, it's not even a tear, and his ACL is completely intact. At first, the Redskins were just saying that he won't play this week, and then there was discussion and debate about whether he'll play at all for the rest of the season these past couple of days, and then it's been made official today that he's been placed on IR. And injured reserve just sounds so bad because it just sounds like somebody's just completely hurt, completely messed up.
I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs.
But I want to emphasize that it's more of a precautionary thing. The Redskins just want to keep him safe in bubble wrap in the refrigerator in their back pocket for the remainder of this season so that he can be fully healthy for the 2020 season when we'll be ready to take over the whole league.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
An MCL sprain isn't really that bad. If the Redskins were actually trying to make like a playoff push and were trying to win out for the remainder of the season and it mattered, Darius Geis probably could play in one of these later games Or if we would have made the playoffs, he could have played in the playoffs. So the injury's really not that bad. And also, I don't want to hear any jokes about him being Darius Glass or him being injury prone. All of his injuries are freak injuries. They're not lingering injuries where it's like he re-hurt something that was the same from a previous injury, or he just fell awkwardly and something stupid happened. They've all been big hits or really weird tackles that have resulted in his injuries. This most recent one, like I said earlier, he took a helmet / shoulder right in his plant leg as he's planting. He is not fragile, he's human. I would like to see anybody who's calling him injury prone take that hit and see if they don't come out with way worse than Derrius Guice came out with his MCL sprain. Or even another NFL player. I definitely don't believe he's injury prone. He's had quite a few injuries in just these couple of seasons we've had him, and they've been big injuries. But they're not lingering petty injuries. They're all big injuries that he's sustained from freak moments. And if he can just avoid these freak moments, this bad luck, then I believe he will have a fully healthy season. To me, injury prone means that you have injuries that just keep piling up and piling up, and it's not even necessarily a freak accident or anything big happening. Your body's just built weak. Like you just have paper mache knees. He's not a Derrick Rose that can just simply injure himself just by jumping and falling on the ground with normal impact. His injuries are much more rare and uncommon than that. So I don't want to hear anything about him being injury prone. Now, I can't guarantee that he will have fully healthy seasons in the future, but these past few injuries give me nothing to believe that he is an injury prone running back. And shouts out to Adrian Peterson for giving Derrius Guice a positive way to look at it. Derrius Guice is already a really positive person anyway, but Adrian Peterson just backed him up and said, basically, look at it on the bright side. I know it sucks to get hurt again, but at least it's just an MCL and not an ACL, so it won't linger too long. Man, shouts out to Adrian Peterson just being in the building, being in this organization, period, the past couple of years. He's been a big addition. Also, shouts out to the Redskins for making the smart move. I know there was that controversial Dwayne Haskins moment in the Packers game where he was limping, could barely get up the stairs from the away locker room in the Packers stadium, and was just hobbling and struggling to move all during the second half. And Bill Callahan looked at all of that in a pretty much meaningless game and was like, still go out there and perform. Go right out there to the danger and almost repeat the RG3 situation.
I'm fighting for my life.
But no, instead, this time with Derrius Guice, they're going to play it on the safe side, let him chill out, come back ready, and actually have a full offseason, because Derrius Guice really didn't have much of an offseason this past offseason. So let him be healthy for this offseason so he can have an entire offseason of being fully healthy and ready for the 2020 season. I feel sorry for you, Derrius Guice. You just started to get going. Crazy stats like I just told y'all earlier. But I really feel sorry for Dwayne Haskins, who's now going back to having to depend on Adrian Peterson and Chris Thompson only. And some Wendell Smallwood, who doesn't bring much to the game. Also, shouts out to Derrius Guice for 2 days after sustaining such an injury, still being active in the community, out here bringing joy to the world. In his Christmas spirit, you feel me? But woo-wee, man, it's a big sigh of relief. I know him being hurt sucks, but as a Redskins fan, to hear that it's just an MCL sprain is literally the best case scenario out of that hit that he took. It was looking pretty bad on the sideline because we've already been through this before. When he suffered his ACL injury last year in the preseason, he was walking around looking fine, all happy in the locker room. In interviews, people asked him how you feel. He's like, I'm good, I'm ready for this season. Next thing you know, a couple of days later, we find out he has an ACL tear. And then this Sunday against the Packers, we saw him sustain his injury, go to the medical tent, get looked at. Then he's on the sideline, standing up, looking ready to go, talking. I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go again. He looks fine, but you never know with him. But anyway, it's not as bad as it looked, thank goodness. Definitely not as bad as it could have been. But my braces are killing me, man. But get well soon, Derrius Guice. Get ready for this next NFL season, bruh. Can't wait to see you back on that field.
Finally!
You bring a different dynamic that we haven't seen in a long time in a Redskins uniform. 2020 is your year, bro, I'm telling you. But that's the end of this Redskins report. Thank y'all for the view. Thank you for the support. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. Make sure y'all Dolomite fake punch that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Endless content coming. I'm going to keep bringing y'all videos. I have so many ideas. I just have to get them made and out there to y'all. A lot of debate topics, a lot of shocking stats, all kinds of stuff. And I'm working on another mock draft, of course. But again, Please like the video, it goes a long way. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank y'all for the support. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.
I'm out of here.